Hello. Happy International Day of Zero Waste. No better day to be telling you about our project. So we are Rethink Water, and I'm Dakota, and this is James and Ross and Jordan and Sinead and Erin. And our project is really, we identified our major environmental issue is that there is too much plastic waste in Northern Ireland. And a large part of this issue is around plastic water bottles. But we've noticed that there aren't a lot of refill stations, so we would like to be part of the solution to get more publicly accessible refill stations, and our campaign also features a sort of environmental education piece at its core. So this all really comes back to the fact that access to clean, safe drinking water is a human right. And we've noticed whenever we've been travelling in different places outside of Northern Ireland that it's the norm to have publicly accessible refill stations. So why aren't they here? Our solution is to install public refill stations in public places. And there's an educational element to it that we want to educate people on why single-use plastic is negative and why they should be part of the solution by using refill stations. So users of our stations can scan a QR code, which you'll see a bit about later, linking them to an educational video about why plastic waste is so harmful, and also accessing our tap map, which will show you where the locations of refill stations. So before we started this project, we did some surveying, and we got over 300 responses. We got responses from all Northern Ireland Council areas, with the most responses coming in from Belfast City Council. And it wasn't great because 71% of people said that they do purchase bottled water, which is an issue because we know the damage that that causes to the environment. But it is good news because 97% of people said that they would use refill stations if they had access to them. So why are they not using them? The main reason is that they don't have access to a refill point. The secondary reason is that they're not aware of the location of the refill points that do exist. Then the third reason is that they don't trust the cleanliness of the refill stations. We're really looking at especially tackling these first 2 points by installing refill stations, and my team members will tell you a bit about how we're going to do that, and then making sure that people actually know where they are through our tap map.
So what are the key aspects for this to work? We want to recruit what we call our Waste Warrior corporate sponsors. These sponsors will sponsor a water refill station in a public space or venue. These spaces will have space for them to advertise on it. Also on the refill station itself, it will have a QR code with a link to an educational video to really drive home our message of single-use plastic and how to reduce it.
Thank you. So why get involved with us? So if your corporation became a waste warrior, it would support your corporate responsibility, obviously. It would also provide very visible branding on the actual refill station, as well as supporting your local council area. And it's a relatively small investment to bring about all of this positive change. And if your venue became a host venue for the water refill station, it would reduce the waste in your venue, also providing benefit for the people that come to use your space. And it's also an opportunity for positive profiling there as well. And lastly, all of you can get involved with this project by simply just using the refill stations and taking that responsibility on yourselves personally.
Okay, so you can find us on several different platforms. We have a link tree set up where you can find a link to all of our resources. So we've got a website, an Instagram and a Twitter, and we've also set up a Facebook page as well, so you can keep up to date and just keep up to date with things we're posting on there. We also have our educational video as well, which you can view. The QR code there, it will take you to that, and it just discusses the sort of danger or the harmful impacts of single-use plastic has on the environment. And then we also have an example here of stickers that we have got printed. Again, the plan is to stick these onto our refill stations, and the QR code then will again link you to our link tree. Part of the link tree then is the tap map here that you can see. This is an existing tap map that's already sort of ongoing, which you can then add to and use to view the locations of refill stations around Northern Ireland.
Okay, so the big question then is, what will it cost? So for a basic unit of a refill station that would be fitted onto a wall, it's between £900 and £1,200. We plan to offer a range of refill stations, so people can either go for a lower budget station or a higher end station. The maintenance of these stations usually costs about £300 a year, and the supplier quite often provides that service, so that takes out the middleman. The packages that we will offer will look something like this. So you will have the more budget option on one side, going up to option 3 on the right, which is a more premium refill station, but it offers the benefit of having a contactless water dispenser, which improves hygiene and also gives significant space for advertising for the corporate sponsor and the council involved. It will also give us additional space to put on our sticker and advertise the campaign.
Thank you. So we've touched on the importance of partnerships within our campaign, and we're delighted that Belfast City Council have agreed to pilot an install of a refill station within one of their venues, and we hope to have that completed by the end of January 2024. We hope to partner not just on the install of refill stations, but also by integrating these stickers within existing refill stations that a number of councils have already put in place within their council area. And we have a number of discussions still ongoing with councils who hope to come on board with the campaign. So what are the next steps for us then? To engage with corporate partners, and we hope to get in touch with them through the expression of interest form that sits on our webpage. We also want to link those corporate sponsors or waste warriors with their council areas. So we think it's important to link businesses with the local council area that they operate within, just to maximise opportunities for community engagement, to boost the profile of the business within their own council area, and to create and collaborate between those businesses and their council area. We will be finalising the packages and making sure that they work for both the corporate sponsor and also the venue or the council that they're working within. So as Sinead mentioned, we have 3 different pricing structures, and we thought that was important so that it's applicable for both SMEs and right up to major businesses. And also taking into account that some venues, for example in Belfast, aren't appropriate to have wall-fixed stations, but freestanding is important as well because of listed buildings. Finally, we want to grow a network of waste warriors who will have a thirst for change and decide to rethink their plastic, single-use plastic, and start to refill. Thank you very much.